What's good,
How we
King?
doing? How we doing?
Man,
All well,
phenomenal.
all well.
Well, I see your boy. You're picking it up, and I like it. I like what I'm
hmm
seeing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So we're gonna get a little minute for a couple people to come in. I'm gonna send a few invites to a few people, but you already
Bet.
know.
Let me send it out too.
Mm-hmm. All right, perfect. I just sent a few out. All right, we're gonna give them a few minutes to come in. But
Bet.
man, whenever you ready, we recording. You already know. Whenever you ready.
All right. So I can go ahead and get started
Yeah,
right now.
yeah, let's we'll give him like a minute or so. Just give him a couple minutes 'cause I was a little bit late, so we're gonna give him a minute or
All
so.
right. All right. You been doing all right though?
Yes, sir. Man, I'm out in Texas right now visiting some family, man. So,
Hey, working while you visiting family. That's
hey,
what's up,
man, hey,
man.
you got to tax write off and all that stuff. That's another episode, people. Okay, that's a whole nother episode, people. Business
Let's
expenses. Make sure you write them bad boys off. Okay.
keep track of everything. I got all the receipts
So yeah, just visiting them. I'm like, man, we got to do this live. Like the people need this information, man. So,
for sure. For
hmm
sure. Yep.
welcome
We're gonna
in.
have to do one on business credit.
Whew, whew.
Let them know what's happening with that business credit,
Hey,
that family LLC.
I'm down for it. Welcome in, everybody who's coming in. Hey, we already know doing part 2, mindset mastery, guys. We're gonna have a phenomenal talk. I need y'all to do us a big favor. Send this live to 3 people because I want everybody to be on the same page since we're all leveling up. Send this live to 3 people, and then we're going to get started, guys. Welcome in, welcome in. 'Cause I don't want nobody to say, man, you leveling up. You ain't even give me opportunity to. No. I sent you the live information. I told you we were
For
talking
sure.
about mastering mindset. Come on now. Mindset master. I told you.
For sure. For sure. For sure.
All right, cool, King. Hey, if they not here now, it's gonna take them some time to get there. But let's roll it. Let's do it.
All right, rocking and rolling, rocking and rolling. All right, I appreciate you for bringing me on.
Mm-hmm.
Part two. Um, I think to pivot off of where we were last time because we were focused deeply. We kind of ripped Pookie apart. We gave Pookie the business,
Mm-hmm.
So if we want to focus on the person, right? When it comes to manifesting anything that you want in your life, you have to we have to break it down and understand what really fuels the world around us. Now, that might sound like this, like shooting star out of space sort of mentality, but it really starts with your mindset. So think about it like this: most people don't understand that debt runs the world,
Right.
right? Most people don't understand that the flow of currency ultimately ends up back at the banks. Now, in order for you to manifest exactly what you want in this world and within our reality, you have to orient yourself. Um, our entire society has been structured to keep you on tilt, to keep you off balance, and not capable of capitalizing on the you're not even able to recognize the opportunities that come your way because you spend your entire life in survival mode,
Mm.
always staying one step ahead of the hangman. Now that refers to living paycheck to paycheck, right?
Right.
You have to go work for somebody in order to get income, to receive currency so it can flow through you to pay your expenses, and then you continue to follow that loop for the rest of your life, never securing your retirement, never securing your family's future, and eventually raising your children, so then your children have to go beg somebody else for a job instead of you already securing the path for them, for your grandchildren, and for every heir that's going to follow you. If we have the capability of orienting ourselves um, within time, then we'll have the capability of capitalizing on the opportunities when we see them. What do I mean by this? I mean this, right? As individuals, we have all the power. We have all the power to shape our reality as we see fit. We don't believe that we can impact our reality. Like you said last time, you have to want to do these things. You have to
Mhm.
want to be able to create financial freedom for yourself. It starts there with the urge, with the need to be able to create it. Because if you're comfortable working a 9 to 5, working for somebody else and slaving for potentially obtaining that retirement or getting access to your social security benefits or what have you when you become elderly past 60, you know, then and if you're comfortable with that routine and you don't see anything wrong with it, then what I'm saying to you is going to fall on deaf ears.
Mhm.
But if you feel what I feel and you look at the world around you, you know that something is wrong, then that's where it starts. So now you have to orient, you have to learn your history, right? You have to learn where your ancestors came from. You have to learn what started the country that we're living. I'm speaking specifically to the people in the U.S. right now. Those that what started this country. What was the flow of time, and understand the actual truth. And once you understand the actual truth and the actual flow of history, you can recognize a pattern. I know I'm getting into the weeds, but I want y'all to understand that there's a pattern to history, there's a pattern to power, there's a pattern to manifestation. I'm gonna give you an example. Bureaus that hold our information that's used to pump out credit scores. That's Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. Most people don't understand that all three of those are privately owned, and they were
Mm.
started by individuals.
I did not know that.
They were started they were started by someone who had an idea. But the origins of these credit bureaus is dark, right? It's dark because they were holding and pulling and tracking and storing people's information. They were grabbing gossip, They were grabbing unsubstantiated claims and information, and they were using that in order to generate a profile and sell that profile to different businesses that were attempting to do business with those individuals. And those individuals were powerful men, powerful women, right? That were trying to create this, that, and the third. So they were slanderizing or committing slander on people's reputation and destroying their reputations. And that was the origin of Experian, Equifax, TransUnion. The U.S. government didn't until the 1970s, 1971 to be specific. They stepped in and started and put into law the Fair Credit Reporting Act. So that was less than 50 years ago that they came into play and actually started to track these things discriminately without shitting on people, for lack of a better term. Now, I say that example to say this, right? Because we as individuals are powerful, and our ideas, we have to give them energy. We have to nurture them and understand that we can actually expect anything that you want to, anything that you want to build, any idea that you have, any dream that you have, you can do it. You can manifest it. You can bring it into reality. You can actually do this. Peace, love, and passion. Peace, love, and passion. I appreciate you, family. I would love to. I would love to. Let's do it. It's a dark place to be hopeless. It's a dark place to be hopeless and to feel that you cannot create these things that you dream of. It's if you can think of it, then you can achieve it. If you want to be a millionaire, you want to be a billionaire, you want to be a trillionaire, you can do it. But you have to have the correct mindset in order to handle people like Pookie coming in telling you what you can and what you cannot do. It was just the other day a shot that I didn't understand Spanish, and I couldn't speak Spanish, and they ridiculed me because I was quiet and I didn't speak it. So when they tried to ridicule me and put me on blast, I responded in perfect Spanish. And that is my second language. And because I responded in Spanish, the look of pure surprise on their face, because they had an assumption that I was less than what I was. So that gives perfect insight into the fact that nobody can come to you and tell you what you can and what you cannot do. They do not know your capabilities. They don't know your will. They don't know your life. They don't know your experiences. They don't know your growth. People get so trapped in the perspective of other people and how they look at you. And when they look at you a specific way, you internalize it. And that they are outside of yourself. They are not connected to you on a cellular level, a spiritual level, a mental level. They are outside of you. They are no different than a tree, or no different than in a building that was erected 100 years ago. No different than the ceiling fan that you got in your house. They are outside of you and they have no insight into who you are. I'm getting on my knees for this one, family. This is important. It's important to understand that you can do anything. And I say all that to say this. When you see these people that are placed on pedestals like actors, business owners, athletes, when you look at them and you see them and you look up in inspiration, you should understand that it should not be inspiration, family. It should be validation. You should know that you can slide into the position that they are in. Now, I'm not saying, look, I'm 5'5". There ain't no way I'm gonna dunk. I could barely touch the bottom of the net. But I know that with myself. But when it comes to intellectual battle or intellectual debate or intellectual competition, I know that I'm standing 6'6". And that comes from self-awareness, introspection, understanding your history. And I'm speaking specifically to my culture, you know what I mean? Dealing with the black and brown community, because we've been disconnected from our history, so we can't see the pattern. But when you dive in and you start to actually research these things and you see it, and you see that that we came from great kings, great queens, great pharaohs, people of immense wealth, of immense intelligence, of immense power. When we know that, you see, and you know what cloth that you're cut from, it changes your perspective on the world because you royalty. You're royalty. And when you're royalty, you need a kingdom, a queendom, whatever you want to call it. You know, but in order to obtain that, it all starts here. When you see, let's speak about an example. Jeff Bezos started Amazon. He started Amazon in his garage. He had a paper on his wall in his office that said Amazon. He had a computer. He was selling books. And now he's selling anything he wants. And can't nobody stop him. Because of his one idea, he created a giant. But if he would have listened to Pookie, who came in and told him that he can't do it, and he's thinking too big, it would have never got created. When we look at our families, our parents, our siblings, and we begin to see that it's a trend, it's a trail, it's a pattern, it's a path. You look down that road and you know exactly where it leads. That should disturb you, family. That should disturb you. Don't listen to Pookie. I'm telling you.
Don't listen to Pookie. Mm-mm-mm.
They gon' they now this is important. Our family they care about us. They care about us and they love us. And they don't want us to be hurt or to be put into a bad position. And I respect that completely. And my heart goes out to my family members that have to watch me jump off this cliff. You know? But when they have a heart attack because I jumped off the cliff, it might take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds. And they don't want to look because they think I crashed and hit the ground. But then when they come and look over the side of the cliff, they gonna get hit they gonna get hit by the turbulence. They gonna get, aerodynamics, walk, air flowing around the moving object. They they gonna get blown back. They gonna look up and see me with wings flying, and they gonna be like, I didn't know you could grow wings. And and this where it get nice, family. Because then now they know they can grow wings. Now instead of you being inspiration, hmm, you become validation because you jumped off the cliff. You was the first one to jump off the cliff. And you showed them that they can grow wings because you had faith in yourself and you put belief in your path and you knew you had it in you. So when you jump off that cliff, you're going to be scared. You're going to be afraid, and it's going to challenge everything that you think you believe. And when those wings sprout from your back, and they sprout, and they're still, they're still sprouting, and they haven't caught yet, and you still falling, don't lose faith. Don't lose faith, family, because when they spread out and they catch that wind underneath you, and you feel that first little lift up, and you stop falling, family, your family didn't even see you at that point. That's your lowest point, family. It's your lowest point. Right before you hit the bottom, your wings say, "Pow," and you start floating. And you start flapping the wings, getting comfortable moving the wings, and you like, hold on, I don't have to walk no more. I can fly. So now it goes from, now I'm managing a couple $100 to I'm managing a couple thousand now. Now I'm flying, and I'm about to touch the sun. But I'm not Icarus. I don't have no wax on my wings. This the real deal, baby. So when you fly and you getting close to the sun, and your wings ain't melting because they made out of titanium down there, because you done been through the mud and you done built yourself up, family, that's when the magic happens. Now you can fly anywhere. You fly back to your family and you teach them how to fly. You show them what it is to manage your business. You show them what it is to set up a corporate entity with your LLC, right? You show them what it is to have an idea and bring it into fruition. You show them what it is to hold on to something and believe in it. Family, I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna get down with you. I'm gonna tell you this. Listen, I had like in the low 400s for my credit score. I felt like I needed a company in order to help me build that up. But I learned that I could do it myself. And so I did. And then I did the same thing for my wife. And because she had no credit and I had bad credit, my credit score went way up and hers higher than mine because of what I learned. And I brought it back to my family, to my spouse. And I gave her the information and we implemented it together. And I walked, and I got the bumps and bruises. I hit my head. I made the bad decisions, and she don't have to. And I held her hand the whole time, and I showed her the way. Now she know exactly what to do concerning credit. Sometimes she be better than me. And that's something that we have to understand. Everybody got their lane. Sometimes you are meant to go first, so you can make the legacy for your family, right? You're trying to create legacy for your family, because your family is everything. Your heirs, right? Your ancestors, they're everything. where you came from and where you going. Because I'm gonna tell you this, I believe this wholeheartedly. It is selfish to raise a child and then go push them out there to go beg somebody else for a job because you spent your life working for somebody else, and now your child got to go out there and beg somebody for a job. That's sad, family. That's sad. There's no reason for it because if one person sacrifices their life, that's all it's gonna take. That's all it's gonna take is one person to be like, look, every day I wake up, I'm studying. Every single day I wake up, I'm studying. I ain't going out, I ain't doing nothing else. I'm studying. I have to understand this because my family does not understand it and they don't have the drive that I have. So if they don't have the drive that I have, I got to be the one to pull the information. I got to be the one to go snatch up that rental property. I got to go on some do it yourself. I got to fix the baseboards. I got to put the floor down. I got to tear the drywall out. I got to link up with the plumber. I got to link up with the electrician. I got to get this property to a point to where it's livable. I got to understand what a corporate entity is, the difference between an operational company and a holding company when it comes to your LLC. I got to understand that. So now I understand that. I get that. So now when I go to my family, I got the blueprint. What you want to do? You want to get a duplex, triplex, fourplex? You want to get 5 units or more so we can jump into commercial real estate? What you want to do? You want to snatch up an office building, do something like WeWork? What you want to do, family? Because I got all the information. And the thing about it, you don't have to use it all. And you don't have to know it all, but you need to know a lot, family. You need to know a lot. And we behind the curve. We behind the curve. So we got to take our time, understand personal credit, business credit, mastery. We got to get that down pat. And all of this, it's a mindset. It's a mindset mastery because you can capitalize on the opportunities that populate in this world, but you got to be able to see them. The only way you can see them is if you know your history and you know the lifeblood of our species. If we know the lifeblood, and that's commerce. That's commerce. That's the exchange of goods and services, family. That's the exchange of goods and services. That's business. You're not going to build legacy by working for somebody else. Your boss is not going to pay you enough to be his neighbor, family. I'm telling you. We have to understand that, right? And I'm talking a lot about currency, right? And debt, because it's extremely important to understand currency and debt. That runs the world. You can master your mind all you want, but not understanding currency and debt is inexcusable. That's gonna put you in a handicapped position because there's somebody out there that know more than you, and they're gonna come up to you and take advantage and capitalize on you. Because 99% of the people in this world, family, 99% of the people in this world, when they shift into a position of knowledge, they go for power. They don't go for responsibility. They go for power. You feel me? Peace, love, and prosperity, family. They go for power. When they receive knowledge and information and they the next man and capitalize on your ignorance. And they gonna choose power over responsibility. That's like me having a child, and because I know more than my child, I'm never gonna teach them as much as I know. I'll be damned. I'm gonna show my child everything that I know, and I'm gonna pull her and link her up, link both of my girls up with people, within a lane that I don't know nothing about. I want them to be threats. I want them to be threats to where nobody can come and pull wars and confuse them. Nobody should be able to come to your child or to you and pull wool over your eyes because of your lack of knowledge, family. And it's a hard conversation, but I'm gonna tell you how it is. All right, we have to sit there and gain this knowledge and capitalize on threats. We have to gain this knowledge and capitalize on the opportunities that are populating every single day. There's another property popping up on the MLS, on Zillow, on Redfin, on all this every single day. There's no reason why we should not be in the real estate. I'm gonna give you an actionable plan. I'm gonna give you an actionable plan with real estate. Here's a jewel. Check this out. They have classes to where you can go to like Home Depot or in order to learn about do-it-yourself things around your house, right? Learning about the circuit breaker, learning how to change vents, how to turn your water off, how to turn your water on, how to manipulate the different things around your house and understand the way that it works, how to lay baseboards, how to lay flooring, right? That different things like that. Do it yourself. And here's the actionable plan. Go and snatch up a ran down property in a nice neighborhood. Go snatch up a ran down property in a nice neighborhood that's comparative to the other ones. And when I say comparative, I mean like if it's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, but it's trash, but you looking down the street and the 4-bedroom, 2-bath that's a block away let's say 2 houses down is selling or on the market or valued at 400,000, and the one you trying to cop is like 110 or something like that. Go snatch it up, because now you understand where it's gonna head. And I'm gonna tell you this: if you understand it and you take that photo and you do everything, it don't matter how long it takes you. You snatch it up and you do everything. You go to the classes. You lay the flooring, you lay the baseboards, you deal with the insulation. You know what I mean. You remodel the kitchen. You put the new amenities and things inside, including the brand new stove. Nice fridge. You situated. You got it right. You got it right and livable, right? Once it's livable, you can live in it while you're still renovating, so that you don't have to keep paying rent or mortgage wherever you live. So now you living in it and you still working on it. So when you walk in the living room and only half the floor done, you ain't tripping. You know what I mean? But you're not gonna rent it out to a tenant with half the floor done. But it's to yourself. It's to yourself. So you keep working on it, paying no mortgage, no rent, no nothing, and you in it getting it together. Once you get it together and you bring it up to market value, and you go get it appraised, and it appraised for 400,000, and you put $20,000 worth of work in it, 110 down, that's 130, that's 270 bands in equity, like that, family, like that. 270,000, $250,000 in equity. You know what I'll go do? At that point, I wouldn't sell it. I'll go get a mortgage. I'll go get a mortgage through a bank or a credit union, and I put 110 in it and give me a $400,000 mortgage. That's what it's sitting at, and I'll pull that 270 out in equity and go do it again. You dig what I'm saying, family?
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing this now. I'm doing this now, family. I'm doing this now. Okay, that's important to understand, right? We have to see that, family. We gotta see that. You powerful. You powerful, family. You can do anything that you want in your life. If you got an idea, make it happen. Plant the seed and nurture it. But you gotta gain knowledge, so can't nobody pull wool over your eyes. There are plenty of situations to where we can't see ourselves doing something because we haven't been exposed to the knowledge and information. We can't see ourselves jumping into real estate because we haven't exposed ourselves to the information. We don't understand how easy it is. We don't understand how easy it is, family. It, it's like it's like being in a Ferrari, but you don't know it's a Ferrari because you never been exposed to a Ferrari. So you don't even know that it's a Ferrari. Your mind is sitting in a Ferrari, family. Your body is your vehicle, right? Your mind is the engine. So you got the skin, you got the you got the Ferrari body, but you looking in the mirror and you don't see the Ferrari because you ain't put the right info. You ain't tuned your engine, got your engine right. So you get your engine right. You in your body and you ain't going past 10 miles an hour, 20 miles an hour, 30 miles an hour. Family, you got a monster under the hood, family. You got a monster. Well, with the foreign vehicles is in the back, so it's under the
Yeah.
trunk. Yeah, it
It
ain't
ain't
in the hood though.
no.
That's that foreign whip. Yeah, but when you got a Ferrari engine, but you ain't busting past 10, 20, 30 miles an hour. You don't know your own capabilities. But when you take your time and you put that knowledge in your mind and you start studying your history, you start studying the banking systems, the financial institutions, credit unions. You start investment banking. You starting to really dive into the mud, right? You start meeting with different bankers or accountants and trying to figure out what are the qualifications to receive this, right? What are the qualifications to receive this? What are the qualifications to receive that? Family, people will go and request a loan from someone before they will go and build their credit up and be their own funding. That don't make no sense to me. What we need to do, right? What we need to do, respect, family, respect, peace and love, peace, love, and passion, family. We need to understand our capabilities and gain that knowledge. We need to understand our capabilities and gain that knowledge and start pulling it in and watching it change us, watching it evolve us, grow us, become aware. And then we're going to start looking around at our family, looking around at our friends, at the people that we associate with, and we're going to see that they are living in the dream world. It's fictitious. They don't understand what they can and what they can't do, what they're capable of. Because you are a threat, but you have to become conscious and cognizant of being a threat. You have a monster inside of you that can literally do anything in the anything imaginable. There there are those of us that are extremely wealthy that I'm gonna talk about this, right? So people think that when you gain immense wealth or knowledge or freedom that you're not gonna have nothing to do. There's nothing more beyond that. That's not true, right? When you gain that knowledge, we stop looking around and we start looking up, family. There, we start looking up. Our ancestors, they were looking up. They didn't have distractions and some type of weird system that's been put into place to bind you. They were looking up. They were able to use the stars in order to gauge the passage of time, right? Putting the sun at the center of everything, right? And I'm getting historical with it. But we got to understand our power and our capabilities. And this knowledge and information is going to change, and this knowledge and information transcends time. It transcends time. There's nothing that anybody can come and take something out of your head, or when you pass it into your children and they pass it into their children. There's a book called the Jewish Phenomenon: 7 Principles to create generational wealth, or something like that. They literally raise their children up talking about finances. The Jewish Phenomenon. They raise their children talking about finances. When they're going to these meetings, these banking meetings, these finance meetings, they're bringing their kids with them. This is how the world works. And 40% of the top 40 Forbes, is it billionaires or millionaires? Either way, they 7 figures, 8, 9, they up there. 10 figures. 40% of them are Jewish. Those statistics cannot be ignored, family. Those statistics cannot be ignored. That we can learn from that. We can learn from that. So I'm gonna put it like this. Imagine all of your family growing up and knowing about the credit system, the debt system, the finance system, how to capitalize on all of it. And then when you turn, I think it's 13 for the bar mitzvah or 15, one or the other, you get literally like a 6-figure check, like 30,000, 40,000, 100,000 of your bar mitzvah money, because you're becoming a man. You get your money. So now your currency. So now you become grown, and your expectation is to go out there and go to college and get a job in the STEM field, right? In the STEM field. So we talking technology, like medicine, the things that actually the technicians are the ones that push our collective species forward. The technicians, those are the people that push our people forward, right? That's the crab in the bucket mentality right there. That's the crab in the bucket
Yes.
mentality. But I'm gonna give you all of it. I'm gonna give you all of it. When we go out there and we learn things that push the envelope, right? So then we become doctors, we become lawyers, we become bankers, we step into these realms. And this is speaking specifically just in our families, our nieces, our nephews, our uncles, aunties, like that. And then every single family unit puts 10% of their income back. They put 10% of their income back. The next person that's up needs to have a business idea. And we take that 10%, take however much they need, because that 10% goes into an account and we don't ever touch it. That 10% is what we will pull out of. So let's say they need $1 million, then 10 of our family groups, that's husband, wife, kids, 10 of those family groups will put 100,000 up each, and they will give to that person who needed that $1 million to start their business, and then they'll start their business. And if their business fails, this is important. If their business fails, then we don't beat them down, tell them we knew you wouldn't have did it, you ain't shit. We don't do none of that. Okay, try again. Take what you learned and try again. How much do you need? And then run it back until they succeed. They do not have a choice but to succeed. And we will be right there holding their hands, because there are people that have made it. They have created successful businesses. And when I tell you knowledge transcends time, your uncle who been in the food industry for 20 years, you can now take his 20 years of knowledge, instead of you going through 20 years of unguided work. You now take that 20 years and he gives it to you. And he guides you because you want to be in the restaurant business. Whatever business that you want to be into, we need a piece of it, whether it's agriculture, concerning farming, whether if you want to get into apps, dealing with software, if you want to get into the hardware, becoming the next Apple, run it. Whatever it is that you want to do in your life, you can. We have to understand that these systems that have been established, these businesses that have been established, they may be titans, they may be giants, but every giant, every titan will fall. They will fall. Somebody gonna come through and take the top spot. As soon as they get comfortable, somebody gonna come through and take the top spot. That has to be understood. So when you start thinking like that, and you start developing that mindset, you begin to understand that you really can do anything, family. There is no limit you can achieve. You can take over any industry, any lane that you want to take over. And even if you don't want to take over and you just want to prosper, you can. Because not everybody wants the number one spot. Because number two is right behind you, vying for that spot and trying to take it. So you're gonna forever be threatened. Amazon is so customer centric. Everything that they do is for the benefit of their customers. They don't even care so much about their workers. They will work the dog shit out of their workers to make sure that their customers are taken care of. When you have a business that's in the number one spot and it's customer centered, it's going to be hard to take that spot from them. That's why other business, Walmart is trying to compete, but Amazon got a chokehold on the game right now. But Walmart, even staring into their own destruction due to Amazon, they know that it's not over until it's over. And even then, it's not over. And they're fighting to take that number one spot. So their exposure, right? Their exposure gives them the ability to recognize that they can do it. So let's bring it back full circle, family. Mindset mastery. How do you master your mindset if you don't expose yourself to these things? You must. You must expose yourself to information, knowledge, and focus on this four-step process. Knowledge acquisition, knowledge acknowledgement, knowledge implementation, and then dealing with manifested reality. Knowledge acknowledgement, chasing after and pursuing that knowledge and getting it, gaining it, pulling it towards yourself and absorbing the knowledge. Knowledge acknowledgement, comparing and contrasting your current belief system with the new knowledge that you're bringing in, and determine which one you need to keep, what you need to mold them together, and edit what. And the third part, knowledge implementation. When you went through that, did you compare and contrast your knowledge into your life? What I'm telling you right now, you can implement it in your life. That real estate example, you can implement it in your life, but you got to study and research and understand. Because I'm speaking from an expert position. You know what I mean? So you gotta get through that knowledge. I got too many books on real estate, and then once you believe into knowledge implementation, you have to deal with manifested reality, because now you're a landlord concerning that real estate situation. You have to deal with the manifested reality. Now you're not managing $100 or a couple thousand. You're managing tens of thousands. You're managing a six-figure asset, right? So that you, if you want to be successful and create these things, you really need to have that mindset and grow and chase after that stuff, and get that information if you really want that. But like like the wealthy man told the poor man who had a poor mindset, you don't want these problems.
Hmm.
You feel me? You don't want these problems. The rich man told the poor man who had a poor mindset. Now, if he would have had a rich mindset or a wealthy mindset, it would have been different. But the poor man with a poor mindset, you don't want these problems, because it's not there. Get there, family. We got this. Peace, love, and passion. Yes, sir.
All
Whoa,
right.
I'm gonna believe.
Hey, you did your thing, King. Guys, uh, there's so many gems that you could have took from this. Just take one and start implementing it today. Don't wait on it. Don't, oh man, that this concept sound, it's about action. The thinking, the action. So from this, take action. Man, I love you guys. Whew, whew. We're gonna do it, man. We may have to do another one. I'm sorry. We may have to do another one, King. Well, all
For
right,
sure.
guys, man. I love you guys. And King, I
The
appreciate you, man.
I gotta get her Instagram. I'm gonna screenshot it real quick,
All right, take your
and
time.
real classy seven. I'm definitely gonna DM you and see if we can do something, set up a class with the youth, whatever you want to do.
Yeah,
I'm down.
that's what it's about, man. Connection, man. Each one teach one. And this is how we grow. Knowledge transferring, just like I need that knowledge to transfer like currency. Whew, whew. Well,
Let it flow like the river. Let it flow like the river.
all right, King. Till next time, guys. Till next time. Have a good one.
Yes, sir. Peace, love, and passion.